guys, it's Sue. This is take 2. So my phone keeps ringing while I'm trying to do videos. So let's see if we can get through this one without any interruptions. So, and I don't know, I'm so technically challenged, I don't know how to just restart and add it on. So anyway, hope you're all doing really well. So last night I was having a play around with collaging tags, so I thought I'll continue with that today, and I just popped the camera on and I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. So if you wanted to craft along, that'd be great. Otherwise, hopefully I can inspire some of you to make some collage tags yourself. So I thought I'd just share my process with you. So these are some that I just did last night playing around. Hope you can see them okay. And it's just basically, I mean, using up scraps or, you know, tearing into papers and that sort of thing that you've already got. So and you don't have to go buying pre-cut tags, you can do them yourself. So that's what I'll share with you today. So before my phone rang, I had done these sheets. So this is what I started with. So this is just an A4 sheet of white cardstock that I've bought from one of the cheap shops here in Australia. And they end up, once you've collaged on them, they become quite firm. So, and it's still quite a good quality cardstock. I don't know what the GSM is. There's cream here, but it's got nothing on it. So I'm using white as a base. So what I did is, and I'll just show you a little bit more because these are almost dry, so I wanted to add some color to those, but they were wet. So you can see I've just added some color. This piece here is just being used as the mop-up piece. Now the clouds are going over and everything's going really dark, so so I'll show you just on this one what I did. So, and I'll just tell you what I've used. So you could use any acrylic paint or watercolor paint. I'm using the distress paints, Tim Holtz distress paints. So what I've done first is first of all I laid down Victorian velvet, which is this color. And then I did bundled sage, which is this colour, the lighter green here. I don't know whether you can see that. And then I came back in and I did some of this evergreen bow, which is a darker green, you can see there. And then what I wanted to then also add was some of the picked raspberry. So I haven't done that, so I'll just show you how I managed to get all this here. So all I did was on my mat, and my water bottle, spray bottle's downstairs, so I'm just using a glass of water, which is fine. It's just easier with a mister or a spray bottle. So all I'm doing is I'm just adding this onto my surface, and I'm adding some water. Don't want to make it too wet, because you still want that little bit of colour to come through. So I'm just going to get rid of those tags. So I've probably added too much water now after saying don't add too much water. So what you want to do then is, it's just random. Just pop your cardstock into where the paint is and just pick it up. So you can see it's just randomly picking up colours. So I mean, that's a big blob, but we're cutting these down into tags, so you're not going to see all that on one tag. Put a little bit in the corner there. So as you can see, that's added a little bit more colour to it. So that's just the whole idea of what you need to do. So I'll pop that one aside to dry, and then I'll just mop up this bit here on this. This was my mop up piece of card, so you can see it's not as bright, there's not as much colour, but we can still use that in our collage tags. So I'm just going to mop up the rest of this paint that I've got on the surface. And this surface that I've got here, my beautiful friend Sandy gave me the idea to do this, because I've got, I don't know whether you can see, I'm not sure whether it shows up on the video here and here, there's that this isn't my table, it's my partner's mother's table, and I didn't want to, you know what it's like when we craft, we get mess everywhere. I didn't want to make any marks on the table, so I've put this protective, I don't know what it is, plastic sort of stuff on it, but it's horrible to work on because it's like it's quilted. So Sandy just used a really thin canvas, and she taped her Tim Holtz mat to it, which was a really good idea. I've gone through so many of them, I keep cutting them and they're just ruined, so I need to get another one. So what I've done at the moment is I've just left the plastic on. The canvas was wrapped in the shop. As you can see, there's obviously a couple of holes in the plastic and it's gone through. That doesn't worry me. I mean, by the end of the, you know, couple of months, it's just going to be, there's going to be mess on it everywhere anyway, but it just protects your tabletop. So thanks, Sandy, for that idea. That's fantastic. So getting on with it, sorry, going off on a tangent there. So when you've got your A4 sheets, you could do it on a 12-inch sheet of cardstock as well if you wanted to. So what I did then was I just cut this in half lengthways, and then when I had 2 strips, I cut them 2.5 all the way down. So you end up with a little strip, which I'll use as, decorate and use as a tuck in some of my journals at some stage. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4 out of each strip. So 8 tags out of an A4 sheet, which is pretty good. And so that's what you end up with, these. So these are some that I played around with last night, and backgrounds that I did. Some of these I haven't put the darker green in. I've got the lighter green. I'm not sure what, I was getting tired, so I obviously forgot, or I decided I'd do it today, but I've cut the tags up. So I think I'm just going to leave them and just see what comes of it. So then what I did was I just grabbed a, just pop them to the side. So I just grabbed a tag as to use as a template to cut the angles at the top of the tag, because I don't have a very straight eye. I can cut one, and then if I tip it and do it the other way, it's so off kilter. So I just find using a tag is a great way to get that good angle. I'd like to get one of the tag punch boards, which would make my life easier. So this is an inexpensive way, I guess, if you don't have a die cutting machine, or you know, if you don't want to buy your manila tags from the news agency or your stationery supply store. Just any sort of cardstock, you can, if you've got it on hand, you can just cut your own and make your own. So it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. So then we end up with tags like this. And then this is the next stage. So I didn't particularly want if I was doing a shabby chic album, I guess I could stay with this, but most of my, most of my journals are vintage. I like that look. So what I decided then to do was, just to make it look a little bit older, I added some antique linen Distress Oxide. Now you don't have to have Distress Oxide, you can just use your Distress ink, or any sort of aged yellowy sort of colour. You could even go darker if you wanted to. I just liked the way those colours all sort of went together. So what I've done with that is I've just decided to just randomly all over the tag just add, and the camera's probably moving like mad now, I'm sorry about that. So just colour the tag, and in places just to add a little bit more. It's very subtle, so you don't see a lot of it, but just to add a little bit of depth so you can see where I've added a little bit more there. So I just did that to these tags as well, and so that's what you end up with. So very rough. So then what I wanted to do, so it's got like the white background, and I didn't want that on the back either, so then I decided I'm just using frayed burlap in the Distress Oxides for this. So I'm just going to, oh, that's very dark. And I'm trying just not to make the camera move too much, guys, I'm really sorry. So I've just added that to the back. Probably I wouldn't do it quite that dark, but it's all good. You could add coffee dye paper to the back and sew around it if you like. I've just decided today I'm just not going to use my sewing machine. Because not everybody has a sewing machine or access to a sewing machine. So, and to be able to do your junk journals, you don't need to have a sewing machine at all. So, and then just roughly, I've just gone around the outside of the tags. Just inked up the edges. And once again, really rough, really random. And then just the back. As I said, I think that's a bit dark. Maybe I've picked up the wrong, I think it might have been brushed corduroy I used. I've picked up the wrong pad. Yeah, I have, when you see the difference there. Anyway, that's all right. It's, you know, you can still write on the back of this. It's all good. It doesn't matter. As I said, you can add coffee dye paper or grid paper or anything like that. It doesn't really matter. So what I'll do is I'll just work on these two for now, but that just gives you an idea how to get that look. So did I do the front? Yep, I've done the front of that. So I'm just going to clean up my surface, get the ink off. So I guess just grab all your scraps and little embellishments and that sort of thing. And that's pretty much all we're going to be doing, is just adding, I don't know, I'm not even going to, I'm not going to overthink it too much. I'm just going to add some bits and pieces and just see what we come up with. So, okay. I'm going to work on this one. So, show you these again. I don't know, this one I'm not overly in love with, but it's still quite nice. It's okay. I love this one. And that one. And then this one was quite simple. So you don't have to have a lot of supplies. It's just a botanical piece that I've fussy cut. So, okay. I'm just going to grab a sip of coffee. So on the back, I just wanted to add a little bit of depth, I guess. And you can see on this one I've used a stamp. It's a, oh, sorry, I can grab it. It's a darkroom door background stamp. So, and it measures 4.3 inches by 6.1. So I've just used that on this one, just randomly. I didn't put it on a block. This one I've used script as well as a, this has just came with a magazine. I don't know whether you can see that stamp. So I've just used that just randomly, and the same on this one. I've used the script stamp and that stamp. So I've got so many background stamps somewhere and I just couldn't be bothered going through everything and trying to find them. So these work well, so we'll just work with these today. So do any stamping that you want, do that first. So if you don't want stamping, that's fine, you can just collage on top of that. I just think it sort of adds a little bit more depth to the tag, another layer. So to stamp first, just cover your whole tag if you like. Just remember that you're pretty much going to be covering the center of your tag, so don't make a focal point in the center because you'll probably cover that up. So what I'll do is I've just got, as you can see, I've been using this, just a scrap bit of copy paper. So what I normally do, and I've left my blocks downstairs, but that's okay, I'll just work with the stamp itself. So it's just a matter of just stamping the stamp randomly, and you don't have to have a block either. So, you know, I can just do that, and I might add some script on an angle. On this one, I'm just going to add a little bit of script going up and down the tag, like that. So that's that one. Did I say I'm using the Ranger Archival ink? It's my favourite black ink. I love it. And so this one I'm going to use this, I don't even know what you call it. So I'm just going to stamp it off the tag, just finger press it with my fingers, and it just gives you that nice vintage look. So this piece here I'm going to leave blank. I'm not going to add anything there. Probably what I'll do is I'll add something down here though. So I'll probably add just a little bit more script just to fill that little piece down there, and what the hell, I'll add a little bit in there as well. Okay, so that's one tag stamped. This one, what I might actually do is I might add that darkroom door grid background stamp. So I have just set up my own website too, guys, which is really exciting. My son Josh has spent so much time helping me get it up and running. It is now live. I don't have everything on there that I want to put on there at this stage. It's a lot of work sorting all that out, but I'm gradually getting there, and I will actually be stocking supplies for your journals and that too, and that will be just a gradual thing. But I am going to be a stockist of darkroom door stamps, so that's exciting. I'm going to be putting an order in this Friday, so I will be adding some to my website. So if you're interested in going and having a look, it's www.paperinspirations.com.au. I will try and remember to add it to the description down below. Okay, so we've added a layer. So as you can see, this one's probably not as dark as this one, as in black, but that's okay. You don't want them all looking the same, and realistically you're not going to get each tag looking the same if you're going to try for that look. I can pretty much tell you I don't think it's going to happen. So alright, so on this one here you can see I've just used some old book paper. So I've just used old book paper here, and this was actually at the top of the page when I tore it. So I've torn that out separately and just added that on there. So, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, 5 layers with the cheesecloth on the base, on your base tag. So we might just use book paper. I have got music paper. I think I've used music paper on one of these. Yeah, on this one here. So, and this was just out of a, I think off a Tracy Fox printable. I just tore some of the sheet and cut that out of the sheet. So I'm just basically going to tear down, I think I'll use it on here. So I'm just going to tear this really roughly. I'll just pop that to the side. So I guess try and build, these are a bit bent from, because I had the water and the paint on them, so you can just manipulate them so that they're not as bent. So I'm going to ink around all these so that the layers stand off the tag, but what I'm trying to do is just work out exactly what I want to put where at this stage. So these, I've got these little, and I don't even know, I'm really sorry, I had these cut out and just put to the side. I have no idea, absolutely no idea who these are, who these belong to. I'm so sorry. I will try and find out. If I can work it out, I will add that below as well. So I'm going to use this, but I'm actually just going to tear it. I didn't, because I don't particularly want it as a square. So, and the beauty of printables is that if you do this, you're not, it's not used once and that's it. You can reuse them, so just reprint them and use them. So So I mean that looks quite pretty with, because it's got similar sort of colours in the tag there. What else have I got? I've got just some different tags, labels and that, sorry, that I had started cutting out. Same thing, I'm not sure. Again, I think these might be, yeah, these are Love Junk Journals. They're Tracy Fox labels, so they're quite nice. So I quite like that colour. So what I might do is, so probably could have thought this through a little bit better and maybe had some of these fussy cut, and I don't have my little fussy cut scissors, so I'm going to use these big ones. So please don't cringe too much, because I'm probably cutting off a lot of the label. So I have a beautiful little sharp pair of scissors that I like to use for fussy cutting, and they work beautifully. So I don't know, I may not even use this on the tag, but we can only try and see what happens. So I hope you've all been getting a little bit of crafting done. As I said, I've got my website up and live now, and I have spent so much time on it recently that I feel like I haven't been creative at all. I haven't made a journal in ages, and I need to get back in. I'm really itching. I've got a swap to do with a friend Kerry, and I'm behind with that, so I need to get my you know what together and get it done. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want to use the whole tag, so I'm just going to cut that in half, and I've printed these onto sticker paper so that they can just be taken off and stuck down. I do actually add glue because I just want to make sure that they're going to stay down, and as I said, I'm not stitching. I'm not going to be stitching on these, so I want to make sure that they stay in place. Okay, so what I'm doing is just playing around with positioning. I mean, nothing's inked at the moment, but I mean, that looks okay. I'm pretty happy with that. What do you guys think? I've got my little tin of words here. Maybe some black, something in black might be nice. So they don't take long. You could go way out and add so many more layers. Yeah, you can do whatever you like, really. So let's have a look. I might just do, I'm going to do a door. I'm just going to cut some of that excess black off. These, I think these were from many years ago from Darkroom Door, and I don't think they sell them anymore, which is a shame, because these are, they just come in a strip and you just cut them down. These are great words. So I just inked then just to get the white off the edge there. So I'm thinking I might add the word adore, and underneath I'm going to put a little bit of cheesecloth. So you know what, I'm just going to ink this, stick it down and be done with it. Sounds bad, doesn't it? Be done with it. I don't mean that, but just not overthink it. So I'm just going to, I had lost this, distressing, my vintage photo, and I think it's getting on a bit. I need to re-ink it. So just to add layers, and just to get them so that you can differentiate those layers and they don't all blend into one another, you just need to add a little bit of ink. See, that's not, I don't know, that ink's not dark enough for my liking, so I'm just going to go back to this one and just add that. So it just brings it, see how it brings it up a little bit darker. So I like that. I'm going to stick it down. Where's my glue? So I'm using a wet glue. This is just a glue that I get from Spotlight here in Australia. It's just their Crafter's Choice craft glue. I just find I like it over any that I've used. It does, I have to put it down in a smaller bottle, because if I use the big bottle I get headaches because the smell's so strong. So I'm just adding glue to the back of this, and I'm just going to pop that down around about where I thought I had it. The thing is, I lay these out first, and then when I come to gluing them down, I never get it right. So there's a little tear in that paper because this is a vintage book, but I like that, so I'm just manipulating it so that it sort of rolls a bit and stands up a bit. So there's that. I'll ink around this. I've got to, what time is it? It's 12:30 in the middle of the day today at the moment, and I've got to go and start work at 4:30. I hate working that hour because you just, it's the last thing you want to do, isn't it? That time of day is go and start work at 4:30. So till 9:30 tonight. So I just thought I'd get this video done, and I'll probably upload it tomorrow. It takes, our internet here is just disgusting. It takes forever. I don't know whether I... Sorry, I'm just having a bit of a play around just to see. No, I don't like that. Just to see what I like. I think I'll just go with that. Okay, so as I said, this is on label paper, sticker paper, and I'm just going to peel that off if I can. Okay, and then as I said, I do add a little bit of glue because I mean, it's pretty sticky, but I want to make sure that it's going to last and stay stuck down. So I have no idea where I had that now, so I'll stick it about there. Just add that, and then I'm going to glue this down as well. So it's just adding layers, and as I said, you can add more layers. I just thought I'd just quickly share with you how I did them, my thought process. I don't know whether there ever is a thought process, to be quite honest. So you could leave that tag like that if you wanted to, but I think it just needs something else. So I'm going to get a little bit of cheesecloth. Cheesecloth or lace. I've got this container just full of bits of scraps that I just sort of throw in there. So you could even add something like that. Just cut one of those off and see what it looks like. So I just need a little bit of cheesecloth. I do have more than this, but I'll use up these scraps first. So I just want to add it. So that's just another texture. I love texture on things, and I'm just going to add it. We don't want to see that savage as words, so I'm just going to add it over top of that. Oh, got it all stuck to my fingers now. So just to add, I just add a little bit because the word or whatever you're going to be putting on top of the cheesecloth, you'll be gluing that anyway. You don't want the glue coming through the cheesecloth. So I'm just going to add had it there. I don't know, it's very square now. I'm not overly happy with that. Okay, a door. I'm just going to see if I've got a smaller coffee dyed rosette. I think that's too big. I do have some, but obviously not in here, I don't think. About that. There's more cheesecloth there. I don't know, I can't find a small one of those rosettes here. So what have I got? I just think that's too square. I'm not liking that at all. How does this work? Might just add that. It just sort of, I don't know, because that's too big. This is big too, but at least it's a little bit softer. So I'm just going to add that to that corner. Actually, I'll do it on the back of this. Let's pull that cheesecloth out a bit so it comes out from underneath there as well. That's quite cute. I mean, I don't love it, but it's quite cute. I'm just going to put a little bit of ink on that cheesecloth that's hanging out the side there. And maybe a little bit on there, just to age it up. I should have done that beforehand. But that's okay, that's a tag done. And what I've been doing with these is I've just been using my crocodile and I've just been putting an eyelet in the top. And just randomly grabbing a colour. I don't know if you can hear all the traffic in the background. I'm sorry about that. And my dog's trying to get inside. He's sniffing underneath the door to try and get upstairs here. I can't go anywhere without him being right on top of me. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of satin seam binding just to finish the tag off. And that's as easy as it is. I don't know, I may have made it look a little bit harder. I'm just so tired lately. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just really struggle to get anything done in a hurry. And there you have a tag. So that's just another one. That's quite cute. So as I said, you don't have to go out buying supplies. I mean, get onto Etsy and get onto some of these girls. They have such amazing printables. Go and get them. You know, go and get. They're so good because they're inexpensive. You can, if you have access to a printer, you can print them down at home as you need them, and just keep reprinting them and reusing them. They're such a great idea. So I might just move on with this one and see if we can get that one. I don't know how long I've been going for, half an hour. So I'll try and hurry up with this one and get this one going. So I used, so this is from Daisy at Tsunami Rose, this one here, and I've printed this onto what we call parchment paper here, and they print out beautifully. So what I've been doing is just tearing pieces out of them and using them on tags or on, you know, different embellishments. So this little girl here looks a bit lonely, so we might just tear her out and maybe use her. So same thing, just have a look around and see what you've got. Now I've taken off part of her hat. So because I know that I want to ink them anyway, so I'm just going to ink them straight up. I don't know, I may not use her in the end. So I'll just pop her there. I've got all my little, my floral and nature bits and pieces here too. I could be using some of those, I guess. Let me just have a little bit of a look. I've got these birds, like stamps. They came on piece of scrapbooking paper. What I could use on there are my faux fabric postage stamps, but they're downstairs, so I'm not going to go and get them. It's quite cute. It's quite cute. Okay, so I'll just grab a couple. I don't know, I really lean towards this sort of colour. Maybe if I do something with that and just leave it square, not tear it. If I ink around that. Ink around that. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So obviously we need some book paper or something, maybe some music paper. What have we got here? Oh, sorry. This is amazing. I've got a whole box of this amazing music paper from a guy. So this was June 1931. She's written in this lady. So I'm assuming the copyright is around about then. You know, like, it's just amazing. It's a little bit shiny, this one, but I'm going to use some of it, I think. So you're probably all going to cringe now because I'm just going to tear a piece of that out. Like I said, the box there was easy, probably 100 books of music paper. So, and I think I got it for just under $50, so it's a bit of a bargain. So see how that blends in with the tag? So I will ink around that. I mean, it doesn't show, that piece of music paper probably wasn't the best, but it doesn't show a lot of music. But you know what? I'm going to use it anyway, and I'm going to ink. As I said, I procrastinate so much and fiddle around and think, oh, I don't know, will I put that there, won't I? And I just get nothing done. So I just need to be more aware of that and just do it. See how brittle that is? But I'm going to be gluing that down, so it should be fine. Like, I wouldn't use it as a page in a journal because it would just deteriorate too quickly. So I'm going to just stick that down, guys. Just going to do it. Stick it down randomly. I apologise about my hands, they're so dry and they're just covered in ink, and that's all part of the fun though, isn't it? So we've got a little bit of red in there. Do we want to add a red label? Just on love labels at the moment. So I could cut that out and add an oval label, sorry, just because that's square. So these are so cute too, these. I'll just cut the corners off those. You know, like I could add that like that. to one side. That's quite cute. I don't know, very simple. Simple's good though, sometimes, isn't it? I think so. But what if I add a bit of cheesecloth there as well? I'm just roughly cutting that. I just dropped it everywhere now. So maybe I'll just add, what am I doing? I don't really know what I'm doing. So if I do that though, I'm covering up all that music. I just cut this bit off. So I add that like that, so you can see it just gives it a little bit more dimension. That. I'm just going to glue it down, guys. This time I'm going to leave the cheesecloth in place. I'm going to put my scissors on top there because the fan's blowing everything. So I'm just going to roughly glue around, just try and get to the edges as much as you can, because as I said, we're not sewing. You can sew if you want to. I'm just choosing not to today. And I'm just going to stick that randomly like that. I mean, that's even quite cute as it is there. Less is more sometimes. And then I'm just going to add that there. I'm going to ink that. I just ink it just to get the white edges off, add a little bit of dark colour to the edge so it just pops off the page as well. Sorry, I can't talk and try and peel this at the same time. There we go. So, and particularly because I'm adding this to cheesecloth, I will add glue, but I do tend to make a habit of adding glue, so I don't know why I even stick them on sticky paper, to be quite honest. There'll come a time where I'll use them and just stick them as stickers. So that's just a very, very quick and easy one, very simple. You know, like that can be something that can be personalized or made to suit whatever journal it's going to go into or whatever there. So I'll leave that blank today. You could put a stamp or something on there. You could actually, let me have a look, we could actually add a butterfly too, I suppose, onto that. That might be something different. So they just are just some die cuts that I've got. That's a bit big. If we've got a little butterfly, we could add that. Yeah, no, I don't know. Let's see what I've got. Let me just have a, I'm just going to do a little bit of a quick tip out here. Just wondering, can I add that on an angle? Like something small. That's too small. They're too big. Too big, too big. Don't like that colour. It's too big. I don't know, these might all be too big. That colour's nice with it, but it's it doesn't go, it's way too big. Caught up in all the cheesecloth. Just trim that off. That could work. No. Okay, I don't know, I'll work with one of those two if I decide to do it. So I'll just get rid of these back in here. Just to add him half, I think. I'm going to cut him in half. And ink it. And I'm just going to add it like that. So you still can use that label to write on, and that's just another layer added to the tag. I don't know, it's different. It's not my favourite again, but it's still all good. So I'm just going to add another eyelet in there. And I'll add a little bit of this colour seam binding, I think. Just add that in there to finish it off. So, as I said, hopefully I can inspire someone to have a bit of a go if you haven't done collage before. It's fun. I struggle with it a little bit. Sometimes I look at it and I think, oh, that's so, it just doesn't look right, but collage is just, it's all different, isn't it? It's just what you like doing, and as I said, you can use anything that you've got lying around your desk. So these are the two that we've done today. Completely different, but just using the same sort of technique. So lots of fun. And if you can make up, you know, like one day if you've got no inspiration, maybe make up some sheets like this ready to do some tags or journaling cards and that sort of thing. So I mean, you could just make these as journaling cards and do the orientation differently and decorate them this way. It's just so much that you can do. And then these are the ones that I played around with last night, so just to give you a little bit of an idea of what they can all look like. So hopefully that's given you guys a little bit of inspiration. Hopefully you can have a little bit of fun with collage if you haven't done it before. Just want to thank you all for your support. You've all been really great. And if you are interested, pop on over to my website and have a look. I still do have my Etsy shop going at the moment, and I will be keeping that going for a few months until I get everything on my website that I would like to. As I said, I will pop the details down in the description. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed before and you like what you see, please do so. Thanks guys, hopefully I'll see you again soon. Take care, bye bye.